Hi, once again, I'm Peter. This is Audio Hunt. Once again, I'm here to tell you about some sound gear that I've tracked down. I like to buy used sound gear of a good quality, typically at auctions. Look for good deals at online auctions mostly. I bring them home here to my man cave. I use them in my little home studio here. Or sometimes I'll take them out and use them for little setups if I'm doing small PA work somewhere. Or I might just sell them. But I do like having gear, getting it for a good buy, bringing it home, cleaning it up, and putting it to use where I can. Today I'm going to have a look at my latest purchase. This is an amplifier that'll drive speakers. You plug the speakers into the back of it. It's a beefy unit. It needed some work when I got it. Like a lot of this gear, it's scratched when you get it. This one was probably sitting on a shelf for 2 or 3 years. It had scratches all over the top where things had just been piled on it. It had been forgotten and dusty. Well, I gave it a quick coat of paint. Metal construction, couple of bolts. I think there's 8 bolts in this, and you pop off, gave it a quick coat of some flat black paint, and it comes out looking fine. Also, because it hadn't been used much, there was some sticky knobs in the front. The power knob in this one was actually kind of stuck in the on position. It had probably been plugged in and left on for years. I just sprayed a little bit, loosened it up back and forth a few times. It's running like new. Like all the amps I look for, this has got metal construction. Weighs a ton, got a pair of transformers in it. I'll tell you why in just a minute when I turn it around. But also the 19-inch rack mounts is important. It'll stay in place if you want to mount it in a box or just in a place where if you're transporting it, it won't shift around. Nice quality switches on the front and some professional features on the back. Let me turn it around and show you what I mean. First of all, balanced inputs, 3 pins, nice and quiet, runs for long distances. Hot, cold, and ground. That's part of every balanced signal. Now, as you'll notice, it's got not a lot of switches on the back, mono amplifier, but it does have the all-important cooling fan, which is great to have when you're running your gear hard. You don't want to overheat it. Cooling fans are terrific. Be careful though, they can be noisy. If you're in a critical environment, that is sometimes a consideration. What's really special about this amp is right here. Black and red knobs down there that, believe it or not, this amplifier, as well as being runnable on home power, which is 120 volts, this amplifier will actually run on batteries. That's right. If it's a mono amp, there are lots of uses for a mono amplifier. Now, a mono amplifier is only going to drive one signal out at a time. So it's not typically going to be used for your home stereo, but it is used in a lot of professional environments. For instance, a mono output is perfectly fine for, say, a guitarist who's just putting one signal through it and is just driving one box or maybe 2. I'm going to be using this to drive some wedges, which is an industry term for monitors. Those are the speakers that sit on the floor, usually in front of a vocalist, and they point back up at a singer. Now, that's often not a stereo signal. It's a mono signal. It's just his voice and maybe a couple other signals. But you can take a single channel amplifier, plug into one wedge, run the line over to the next one, and both can be powered by one of these amplifiers. What about the money? This unit, in good condition, albeit for a couple of scratches, useful for a nice mono high output fan-cooled operation. My bid was $22 I got this for. I can't imagine what they would have cost new, but for $22 I can play with this thing for a long time. It's got enough grunt I can go out, run some subwoofers and scare the kids coming up the driveway with some heartbeats at Halloween time. Think about that. That's worth 20 bucks alone. So I'm Peter. Thanks for watching. This has been Audio Hunt. Check in next week when I'm going to be having a pair of big 15-inch JBL drivers I just got online. I'm really looking forward to showing you about those. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.